Collaborative divorce is an innovative, really progressive way to get divorced. In it, each person has a lawyer. The lawyers are disqualified from litigating the divorce. Everybody signs something called a participation agreement that basically says that the lawyers are disqualified from litigating, that there is going to be a voluntary exchange of all relevant information, and that replaces the formal discovery procedures that are otherwise used by lawyers. And three, everybody makes a pledge to work for a resolution that works for all parties. So lawyers are involved, but also we work with financial neutrals who can focus from a neutral perspective on the money. Listen, money is such an important thing in our lives. It means so much more than just a way to pay the bills. It's a way we measure power, success, and how we compare ourselves to our families of origin, our neighbors, and each other. So often by the time a couple is getting divorced, money has created a lot of tension, and bringing the financial neutral in around the issue of money really helps bring that tension down and helps us have a more practical, pragmatic conversation about it. And we also work with mental health professionals because obviously there's a lot of emotion that comes in, and oftentimes there are children, and the mental health professional can help work out a parenting plan that makes sense for this particular family, both the developmental age of the children as well as these particular children and what's important to them and how they are progressing. Maybe they talk to the children, maybe they don't. The mental health professional can get that perspective from the parents. And the mental health professional can also help with the conflict dynamic. If there's a lot of tension or high conflict, that person can help unwind that and allow a couple to have a more productive conversation. No one process is right for everyone. Collaborative does work for most people, though, so long as, one, they are willing to work for a resolution that works for both people. Now, listen, a resolution that works for you and doesn't work for your spouse, or works for your spouse and doesn't work for you, isn't going to work in any process. In litigation, you're going to find yourself in post-judgment litigation potentially for years. So coming up with a resolution that works for all parties, in collaborative, you need to commit to it from the beginning. And you also need to be willing, and your spouse needs to be willing, to share all relevant financial information. That saves a ton of time and money and actually does a better job, in my experience, of actually getting the relevant information because no one is worried that a court is going to report anybody to the IRS or worse. If you're not willing to do that, then maybe collaborative isn't the right process for you. Sometimes collaborative divorce sounds really expensive. There's all these professionals, all these meetings, and wow, that can really add up. Or maybe not. Because here's the thing, if you have the professional who is focused on a particular topic, like the money, and you work with a financial neutral in that neutral role, that person is taking over something that both lawyers would otherwise have to do. So you're paying one person who actually knows about the topic that's under discussion and not two people to do the same job. Same thing with the mental health professional. If there's a lot of fighting, and listen, when a divorce gets complicated, it's usually the feelings and not the finances that make it so. So when the feelings are complicated, working with one person to help unwind that and get to a conflict dynamic that's a lot more workable, that actually saves a lot of money. The collaborative divorce process is the only divorce process that has built into it the approach to the emotions. Litigation, they don't care about it. Mediation, maybe it comes up, but it's really dependent on the mediator and the parties. In collaborative, you need to talk about the emotions and make the transition through the divorce process emotionally as well as financially, logistically, and physically. If you have any questions about collaborative divorce and how it might work for you and your family, please do not hesitate to reach out and contact us at Miller Law.